All right, shalom, shalom. All right, I want to begin this lesson giving all praises, all glory, and all honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Makakodash. All right, also I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. And as always, peace, love, and many blessings unto the elect. All right, this your brother Itazawam coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai with another lesson. Lord willing, I do hope and pray that it's edifying. Okay, this video was shared with us here by the brother Shamak, all right, the up and coming officer Shamak here in the Atlanta camp. And I thought this is lesson worthy because it really shows that these other nations are angry with Esau. Okay, now this was a commercial by the Iranians, and they pretty much depicted, it was an Olympic commercial, and they pretty much depicted Israel as having bloody hands, which is true. Okay, and that's going into, they pretty much killed their president. Okay, they killed their president, which is why Iran has been announcing an imminent attack, a response attack for them killing their president. Okay, now they've already elected a new president, and that new president wants to avenge, okay, the atrocities that were committed. Okay, so you see that the Lord is getting ready to bring these people into judgment. Okay, the Lord is cooking it up, and these other nations are getting angry at Esau. Okay, so I'm gonna just get into the scriptures real quick. All right, this is Numbers 24:20. It says, and when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek, which Amalek is the first grandson of Esau, okay, which in the scriptures he's known as the chief house of Edom, okay, the house of Satan. Okay, it says Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So the Lord has already pronounced judgment upon the Amalekites as well as the Edomites, and that judgment is going to be that they perish. Okay, and you're starting to see that the world is pretty much coming up against this nation. Okay, and rightfully so. All right, this man has done caused so much hell in the world that it's pretty much time for it to be brought into judgment. Okay, so his latter end is going to be that he perish forever. Okay, thus saith the Bible, and that's righteous judgment. A lot of people may think, oh, well, God is love, and so on and so forth. But really, in all actuality, the Lord is just. Okay, the Lord deals with judgment and equity. So you're about to witness grave judgment being pronounced against the Amalekites and the Edomites. Okay, matter of fact, let's go to Ezekiel. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel real quick. All right, this is Ezekiel 35:5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of Jacob. Now, when you read up in this chapter, this chapter is talking about Esau. All right, matter of fact, let me read it. This is Ezekiel 35:2. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. So Mount Seir is Esau, is Edom. Okay, let's prove it. Genesis 36:8. This is Genesis 36:8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. All right, so the Lord is saying prophesy against Mount Seir, but the mountain in itself hasn't done any wickedness. So this is identifying the Edomites as being a nation that dwelt in Mount Seir. Okay, so let me go back to it. In the book of Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. Okay, it says, because Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Okay, so how do we prophesy against Mount Seir? By doing these lessons, by going to camp. Okay, by declaring the judgments written of in the scriptures against Esau. That's how we prophesy against it. Okay, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, which is Esau, Edom, I am against thee. So the Lord is against thee. And you see that spirit working in the earth with the other nations. The other nations are against them. The Persians, okay, the Russians, which they're still Edomites, but they're divided. Okay, all the other nations, the Hamitic nations, all these other different nations and tribes are forming alliances, to pretty much come up against Esau. Okay, and that's because the spirit of the Lord is against Esau. All right, it says, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee and make thee most desolate, because the Lord is going to have this place nuked. Okay, in World War III. All right, America, along with Israel and other various parts of the world, are going to be hit with ICBM nuclear missiles. Okay. It says, and I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So you see that picture? That's a powerful image right there. Okay. This dude has blood all over his hands, and that's just that's the reality of it. Okay, Esau has bloody hands right now. He's pretty much pushed and pumped sorcery, witchcraft, lies, deceptions, then broke up the family, the Willie Lynch letter. Okay, then authorized rebellion on the highest levels, killed, raped, robbed, murdered. Okay. Painted over the image of the Son of the Most High, Yahweh. Okay. Turned the angels into little white babies. Okay. All kinds of blood was shed under the rulership of the Edomites. And now it's time for him to pay for that. His hands are bloody. And then you see all the other nations came and pretty much stained his garment. Like basically that's to show that we see that you got blood on your hands, but we're gonna put that blood back on you. Okay, that blood is gonna go back on you because Esau has stained garments, like you see in his image. So this is a very powerful commercial done by those Iranians. Okay, so let's go back. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, meaning a continual hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. So not only did they do it to the Iranians and the Ishmaelites, Hamites, and all the other tribes or nations, they did it to us too. Okay. It says, in the time that their iniquity had an end, verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You see that? So that blood is going to follow them. That blood is going to chase them down, as is being done right now. They can't get away from it. Every time you turn around, some type of information is coming out to prove how bloody this man is. Okay? Which is why he's known as the hammer of the earth. Okay? But guess what? That hammer of the earth is getting ready to be broken. All right. It says, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut it off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Okay. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. So the Lord is going to bring a grave spirit of death through all of the nations where the Edomites reside. Every last one of the Edomites are going to go into captivity. Okay? Each and every last one of them. Thus saith the Lord. Okay? Let's get it. All right. This is 1 second. I can start right here. Obadiah 1:9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Every one. Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You see that? So the Lord is going to cut these Edomites off forever. Okay, because of the wickedness and the perpetual hatred that they've displayed against Jacob and the other nations. Like I said, you see the Iranians, they pretty much doing commercials and putting out statements saying how they're going to fuck up Israel. Okay? And not to mention, you got us, the prophets, the brothers on the highways and byways, speaking about the judgment that's going to come upon them also. So everything works in tandem with the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai, because his will is going to be done. Even if these other nations don't know that they moving in the spirit or moving according to the will of Yahweh Bashim Shai, they still going to do according to the Lord's will. Okay? It says, and thou shalt be cut off forever in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was one of them. So even when the other nations, would come against us, you would dare to help. You were there to assist the other nations. You added to the afflictions of us as a nation. Okay? And you were supposed to be our brother. Okay? Not like, we were supposed to, be the same people, but, there was supposed to be a level of understanding that we're brothers. But Esau, you broke that covenant. Okay? So the Lord is going to bring that judgment upon you. I'm going to get one more scripture dealing with the hammer of the earth. All right? 1 second. Because he's the hammer of the earth. What does the hammer do? It pretty much, it has the power to beat things, to break things. All right? So 1 second. All right, it's Jeremiah 50 and 23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Now, when have you ever seen a hammer break? As you trying to hammer something or nail something, okay, and you see the hammer, it just breaks. Okay, well, that's what the Lord is referring to with Esau, because he's the hammer of the earth. Because when you read Jeremiah, the 50th chapter is going into the Edomites in Babylon. All right, it says, how was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Okay, how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Okay, because you broke in pieces the nations. Okay, when you go to certain countries and you see these countries in their third world countries, a lot of times it's because the American military has been through there, or the Israeli military has been through there, or through the IMF, the International Monetary Funding, okay, where they pretty much charge high interest rates to these other nations, to the point to where these other nations be in such thick debt that their country goes to shit. Because they may lend them, $200 billion, but they'll have to pay back $500 billion. Okay, so it puts them in debt to NATO, and then NATO begins to take ownership of their country and turn them into third world countries. And then they go in and impose democracy. That's how they've taken over the world. And they've broken pieces the nations. Okay? But the Lord is saying, how are you broken? Because you were the hammer. You were the one that were going around the earth destroying people, like you seen in that clip. You see his hands all bloody. There's blood all over the place. Because they have blood on their hands. Okay? Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. So the Lord has found you out. Okay? And it's only a matter of time. You see what just happened this past Monday when the stock markets opened up. Pretty much everything plunged. Okay? The global markets is pretty much being emptied by Japan right now. So that's going to show you that there's a liquidation, a global liquidation happening. Everybody is selling off. So we know that a great crashing is going to come. We know that the implementation of draconian laws and and strict regulations is getting ready to take place. And this is all to show the fall of Edom and his empire, and the rise of the elect of Israel, the whole nation, really. Okay, but 2/3 just got to die and come back. But really, the Lord is going to increase his elect. He's going to increase his men in these latter times to show that the throne is getting ready to be translated from Esau to Jacob. Okay, so Lord willing, that was an edifying lesson. I'm going to give all praises, all glory, and honor once again to Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakodash. Double honors once more to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, honors, many blessings to the elect. Until the next lesson, I say shalom.